Stay on. Alright everybody, so picture the scene. You want to record some guitar for a loop that you want to make inside of your door, but you don't know how to. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? The answer is you learn from here or from any other video online. Today you've run into me. Yeah, let's tell you how to record some guitar inside of FL Studio. You'll need a few essentials to get this done, that being a guitar. This thing has not been used in quite a while, so if I gain some sort of disease from doing this video, tell my future children that I love them, even though I've not got anybody pregnant as of yet. Secondly, I would recommend using a pick to get the best sound out of your strings. I tried playing using my hand earlier. I was strumming like this, which is good for strumming down. However, I'm not very used to like strumming upwards with my hands, so I'm more used to like strumming it that way. Next thing you're going to need is an audio interface. For me, I have the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, purely because I can do both things with it. I can record vocals and I can also record guitar, so it's pretty handy and pretty flexible depending on what you want to record. Next thing you need is a tuner. You can either have one of these bad boys, which it's practical. It's a more practical physical tuner. Switch one of these on, and then bam, you pluck a string on it, and then you tune the guitar. Final thing you need is a jack to jack cable. Now, one end of the jack cable is of course going to go in your guitar, and the other end of the jack cable, instead of going in your amp, is going to go in your Focusrite, round about next to where the XLR input should be. But the Focusrite already being plugged in your computer, I assume, you first want to open up FL Studio if you want to start the process of getting everything set up for your recording. So let me go do that right now. Okay, so as you can see, we are now inside FL Studio. So let's get straight down to business. First things first, I'm assuming you've already done this, but you've plugged the jack cable into your guitar, and now you've plugged it into your Focusrite. Let me just get a swift recording of my POV. See, it's in the jack right there. Other end is plugged into the Focusrite. You want to make sure that this button right here, the instrument button, is turned on. The instrument button is similar to how phantom power works with condenser microphones. You want to have it pressed down, and you want to have it pressed while you're recording, or else you won't be able to capture the sound and it won't be able to generate any noise for you for when you have to use it as a sample. Next thing you got to do is the gain staging of the process. So I'm going to put my headphones on. I'm going to start plucking my string through my guitar. See if I can get any noise on my end, see how the gain looks. The annoying thing about having a guitar like this is it's quite big, so I might have to move my microphone a bit back if I can. Don't fight me! Okay, so I can't move the webcam down, but the guitar is in my hand right here. So the gain staging is simple. You just gotta play the guitar on the Focusrite. It's gonna judge how rough your raw recording is going to be. You want to make sure that all the strings can be heard on your guitar recording. The gain staging is all down to who's playing the guitar, because different types of people, they hit the strings with different velocity, and it kind of makes it difficult to work with when you're recording. However, in the mixing stages it gets a little bit easier, so thank goodness for that. I'm going to turn my Focusrite towards me. Instrument button is on, so sound should be coming through. I've got the gain all the way at the bottom. Also, I'm not holding the pick. Forgot about that. Silly me. So I've got the gain around about halfway. Hardest when I strum goes into the yellow, so we're not going too deep into that. We just don't want our guitar audio clipping and becoming very distorted without any of distortion. Okay, so next step is we've got to get audio coming through our door. So let's get our audio settings up real quick. So we got to make sure that our audio options have our input and output Focusrite USB ASIO selected. You could have any other interface selected, but for this tutorial I'm using the Focusrite USB ASIO. See if you have a M audio interface, it will probably come up with M audio USB ASIO or M audio ASIO. It could have that on the device. You want to have the ASIO input selected right here. So now that we've selected the Focusrite, our audio interface, as our input and output device, let's go onto the mixing desk and assign it in a channel. Right here you got the mixing desk up. and you want to make sure you want to select insert 1 or insert 2, whatever channel you want to record on. Most people just record on insert 1. The next 2 steps you could do in any order you want, but for the case of the tutorial, I'm going to do the external input first. So you want to click on this little yellow icon here, click on the EXT, click on EXT, and then click external input only. This is going to make your guitar channel only pick up certain amount of inputs on your audio interface. So make sure it's external input only. Then you go to the box directly next to it that says none. This is going to select your input. Now your audio interface might be different. You could have an input 1 be your guitar jack or input 2 be your guitar jack. It really depends on the audio interface's design. My audio interface is designed to have one input be my condenser microphone, which I have beside me, the Audio Technica, and my input 2 would be my guitar jack, so we're going to select input 2. Yeah, we've got some sound coming in at the top. Okay, so now that we've got audio coming through, we want to do a couple of final checks before we start recording. So firstly, let's get our guitar tuned. You got to get it in a specific area, which is a difficult part. You don't want to pluck the other strings either, so you've got to be really careful when you're tuning. And I did this earlier, but in case you're wondering how to do it, you got to find a channel to record the audio in. So let's go over here, click on right click on insert 1, then go to track mode, then go audio track, and then put insert 1. Finally, all we're going to do is just click record and just jam out. And then surely if I pluck a string, you got audio coming through. So let's see if we can make something out of this. Just want to warn you, I'm not a good guitarist, so I'll try to make something work. Not really my best guitar loop, but I'm not really a good guitarist, so you can't blame me for doing something like this. Let's get another one in while we're at it. So I did a couple more takes, and this is what I did. So we've got a pretty much an alright loop and a couple of guitar string plucks here. Still, you can still sample them even if they're not really a good recording. You've got the recordings saved right about here. Got rid of the other 2 recordings. I wasn't really a fan of them. I just had to get back into the groove one way or another. So let's get onto the mixing stages. Alright, I gotta put you down, buddy. I gotta put you down. Alright. We've got the recording done. The audio sounds clean. But let's make it that little bit better. It's time to go through the bare essentials of mixing. Let's go for some EQ first. So let's play the recording back. I like this little loop that I did around about here. So let's get the mixer up and let's get some of what I've got already planned in here. Let's get this mixed. So first thing I decided to pick was a EQ. So let's just work at it from there. So let's see what needs boosting. So really, this mix depends on what you want in your guitar. So you've got a little fatang, like ring, 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 ring. That's the strings, like vibration, like around about there. So we want to boost that a little bit, not too much, like not all the way up here, but like only just a little bit up here, so it's a bit clean. So we've got our compressor over here. I've just got the normal standard fruity compressor. It's worked a lot for me in the past, so let's take off some of the threshold here. This is now listen. Round about here. Let's add some attack to it as well. Some ratio, but over too little. Round about here with the release as well. And with the threshold, you don't want to be like too much on this end, because then it will get way too quiet and you won't be able to hear the loops. So boost it around about here. Should be sorted. You just want to make sure that all the signals are pretty much like all around the same dynamic range. Pretty much compress it as much as we can without making it too quiet. Finally, we're going to add some distortion to the mix. So as you can see right here, we've got our overdrive, we got our compressor, and we got our EQ as well. I'm using free plugins for using this, but if I was using any expensive plugins, I would try using guitar pedals. And if you're looking for that rock or heavy metal type sound, you'll definitely get the best out of those specific pedals. So that is how you record audio with guitar inside of FL Studio. If you guys like this video, please, I implore you to like and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be uploading on here whenever I can. I'm going to be giving production tips, more tutorials like this. I'm also going to be reviewing certain tracks. I'm also going to be reacting to certain tracks live on this channel and overall music production videos. And yeah, be sure to go download my sample pack. It is out now. It is called Foambook. It is on the Gumroad website, which I have linked in my bio of my link tree. It'll be on my YouTube channel, and if you're struggling to find it, then it's going to be on my Instagram at Silhueta or Sam-Wardman. Be sure to buy it. It is very cheap, 100 plus samples for £5, all mixed by me. You've seen my mixing skills right here, so imagine that inside one whole sample pack. It's been good chatting to you. Hopefully this video helps with your endeavors in FL Studio. Ciao for now.